Alright, I know it has been quite a while since I last posted on this channel. Forgive me, I apologize. I just saw the preview, or I've seen some previews of the Wolverine gameplay, and I want to give a shout out to Insomniac, because after Spider-Man 2, I wasn't really looking forward to their iteration of Wolverine. Although I've seen the trailers and whatnot, but I'm talking about before seeing the trailers and even any concept art and whatnot. I was worried that they didn't even launch those. I thought they were going to at least drop some concept art, but when we saw the leak, at least it gave me some level of hope that they were going to do it justice in some way, shape, or form. I was hoping to get something along the lines of God of War and God of War Ragnarok, where, you could see most of Wolverine's body, semi-open world, and we can explore and do whatever we want. And I was thinking about, they're going to handle Wolverine. I would like to see another studio handle Daredevil. But after seeing recent gameplay footage, review footage and whatnot, I have faith in Insomniac enough that hopefully they will take up the mantle to say, you know what, now we've done Spider-Man, we've done Wolverine, and we feel confident in our take on Wolverine. We want to tackle Daredevil.
You serious?
Because I feel Daredevil is really, really tricky, and I feel it can be done very, very well. But after looking at the gameplay for Wolverine, I feel Daredevil can work very, very well if you do a mixture of indoors and outdoors, stealth takedowns, climbing on rooftop, for example, or if you combine what they've done with Wolverine and Batman, the Arkham series, especially the original one. I feel if you combine those two worlds, those two gameplay environments, you will have a near the perfect Daredevil experience. You ain't lying. Because at least you can do indoor stuff and then outdoor stuff and then on the rooftop, for example, different, scaling buildings and swinging from here to there. Not necessarily like Spider-Man, but at least you can, grapple hook or grapple, whatever his batons are called, grapple from point A to B. So if you can do it just like Batman or better, and then have the ground level fight stuff like Batman and Wolverine, I feel we can have a really, really near perfect Daredevil game for sure. Because I'm really, really impressed with what they've done with Wolverine so far. I'm looking forward to playing it. I hope there's a demo out there. If there isn't, it's cool because that's already on my list to play. Nice. I feel confident enough now that they can handle Daredevil. The only reason why I said earlier on that I didn't want them to touch Wolverine, the guy in charge of the game, or one of the guys or whatever, there's a line he said about the Mary Jane thing where a lot of fans were saying, listen, we came here to play Spider-Man. That's right. The hint at Miles Morales in the first game was cool, but
Be quick with your words.
I hate and absolutely abhor deviations from a main character in the game when you're really getting into it. It's a very, very annoying experience. Very, very annoying. And it puts me off playing the game again. And this is the same thing for God of War Ragnarok. I played it like twice. And when I was thinking, okay, I want to play it a third time, then I thought, okay, well, I can't skip Atreus's gameplay. As much as it was cool the first time around, because Santa Monica didn't give anyone any heads up whatsoever. Maybe some people knew through some leaks or whatever. I had zero idea, zero clue that they planned to let us play as Atreus. That was very, very cool. That was awesome. That's right. But when I finished the whole game, I thought, okay, certain parts of his story was annoying. Playing as him wasn't really as fun as I thought it would be or as I expected it to be, because they could have made it a lot better.
Come on.
But that kind of, underdeveloping a character can hinder people like myself from playing the game through again.
What does that have to do with it?
No, he's got a point.
Any game like God of War, Devil May Cry, for example, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Tenshu, Sekiro, they deserve multiple replays. They deserve challenge DLCs, challenge room DLCs, boss only DLCs. They deserve that because it keeps your fan base, your players. What the hell is that? You pay money for a game and you want to keep your people playing again. Those are the best ways. New Game Plus is a standard. It should be an absolute standard. That's right. What's an extra kick-ass is when you say challenge room DLC, you're fighting the horde of Minotaur only. And then you're fighting this only. And then there's a challenge room where you're fighting everyone. And there's another level of the challenge room where you're fighting everyone plus the bosses. Just like, what's that thing called? It's a tower experience in Devil May Cry where you're going through different levels. And after you go through maybe 5 or 8 levels, you meet one boss, another 5 or 8 levels, another boss. I feel that should be the next level with games like God of War, Devil May Cry, Tenshu, Sekiro, and so on and so forth. Keep your players entertained with New Game Plus as a standard.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not 6 months down the line, not 8 years down the line, as a standard. As you're working, on the game, get a separate crew to work on the New Game Plus mode as well. So when the game comes out, if it takes a number of days to finish, by the time it's done, let people know, don't worry about it. We already included the challenge room to keep you guys entertained. Whilst you guys are going through all that, we're going to drop, the New Game Plus thing for you guys, and there's going to be extra stuff, extra skin, extra costumes, extra mods, extra trophies for whatever, but keep your people glued onto your game, especially when it's an epic game. So I'm hoping that Wolverine drops with a New Game Plus mode and a challenge room, sneaking only challenge room, Berserker Barrage only. Just keep it fun and engaging and challenging.
That boy is good.
It's like it's a no-brainer. Anyway, back to my point. When this dude was talking about, we kept Mary Jane in the second game, we doubled down on the thing that the fans, we went against what the fans wanted, for example. I was like, yeah, that guy sounds like a douchebag.
Damn.
We told you collectively, Spider-Man 1, if you didn't put Mary Jane and you had a skippable button for Miles Morales gameplay on a replay, perfect. So when we're going through the game for the first time, it's awesome to play as Miles for the first time. That's pretty cool. Mary Jane is not awesome. So, okay, we're playing as her. Cool. When you do the New Game Plus mode, you drop a DLC, you drop your updates and your patches and whatnot, you fix things. You should also include an optional choice to say, now you can skip the moments of the playable characters you don't want to play as, especially after you finish the game for the first time. It makes sense.
Well, duh.
Because it's part of the story. So you say you can't skip Mary Jane or Miles Morales the first time. Gravy.
Baby, I got it all smothered, like makeup. I got it all covered.
Then the second time around, when you're doing New Game Plus mode on a different difficulty, after you drop the patches and the fixes and the DLCs or whatever you've done, you should include in your patch, you, the consumer who was paid for the game, you've given the money to Insomniac. We've now included an option for you to skip not only Miles Morales, but Mary Jane. And it jumps straight to the cutscene.
I like this one.
It's no loss on the studio because you've already made your money. You've sold your games. So respect your fans and your audience who's giving you the money, who are like, yo, we love this, but the but part, pay attention and respect the people. So you say, you know what? Gravy. We've included a patch where you can now skip the time when it comes to play as Mary Jane. You skip it and it jumps straight to the cutscene. You're back to Peter Parker. When it comes to Miles Morales, you can skip it. It goes straight to the cutscene. You're back to Peter Parker. It's a no-brainer.
That's right.
It's a freaking no-brainer.
Get this man shit.
So the same thing with Spider-Man 2. Cool. You go through the first gameplay. Oh, Mary Jane again. Here we go. Whatever. Fine. When it comes to the patches, New Game Plus mode, you took time to do it. Gravy, baby. Include the option for the love of Ra to skip what we don't want to play again the second time around. We've already given you the money. There's a level of respect you got to be having for your audience. Just like when people say boycott this, boycott that. When you sell the games and we don't buy it, where is the money coming from?
It's a good question.
We don't buy it, we don't play it. Just let me know how that works. Because eventually, a lot of us are going to start getting to a point where like, you people aren't listening. So we're going to teach you guys a lesson. Level 1 of that lesson is we're not going to buy your games. Level 2 is we're going to start making our own games. And it's going to be epic because we're asking you and you're pissing in our faces. Just include an update in your patches or whatever. Just as you've done the accessibility options, there's an option in there that says you can skip. Just as you can skip the puzzle games, you can skip the gameplay of a character you don't want to play. We came here to play Spider-Man. It's not called Spider-Man and Mary Jane. If it was called Spider-Man and Mary Jane, I will not buy that game. I don't care. I don't care how good the story is. I'll watch people play it. I won't buy that nonsense. I'm not here to play as Mary Jane. I don't care about her. So hopefully Insomniac has learned from Spider-Man 2, and when they do Spider-Man 3, they do not disrespect the audience by making you play as another new character that hasn't unlocked his or her powers yet, or its powers yet, or their powers yet. You can't come back from Spider-Man 2 and the Wolverine and make a mediocre Spider-Man 3 game. You can't. It won't make sense. It won't make sense that you have not learned from the last 2 games plus Wolverine. It will not make any sense. And I hope the gamers out there are getting smarter to start saying, you know what, if you don't listen, we will show you. We will teach you a lesson. Y'all ain't gonna forget. We gotta start getting sharper. I don't understand how it's impossible to create something that skips a character you don't want to play as a second time. The first time I can understand, like I said, if it's part of the story, you want the viewer or the player to experience the story as it's been told, of course, that's cool. But then don't force us to play for a long period of time with that character that we don't want to play as the first time around. Respect. And you don't have to write the story where the character is playable. You are in charge. But respect your audience. You don't have to write the story where the character has to be played. You don't have to write that. So now that rant is out of the way, from what I've seen with the gameplay footage of the Wolverine, I got my fingers crossed that I think Insomniac is the studio to handle a Daredevil game as long as it's done very close to Batman for the outdoor stuff. Because again, I know Daredevil has those, I don't know what those sticks are called. He uses them to, swing from point A to B. So he can't swing like Spider-Man, because I like the camera close up of Wolverine. So I want them to do that with Daredevil, just as they did with Batman. But Batman has a grapple hook, so I thought, okay, we'll just replace the grapple hook with his stick thing and don't make him swing like Spider-Man, so you don't have the camera pulled away from him. It makes sense that it's as close to him just as it is with Wolverine and Batman and God of War.
Get this man a shield.
So when it comes to the swinging from point A to B, you just do the grapple thing with the sticks, and then you can do area AOE attacks with the baton as well. It's a no-brainer at this point. So whoever's watching out there, whoever's listening, however it gets into the gaming ether of or the app gaming atmosphere into Insomniac, I don't know what date is listening. Just go whisper to them boys and girls and say, yo, I think the audience is looking for you to do Daredevil. And let me know in the comment section as well if you feel the same way as I do because of what they've done with Spider-Man 1 and then what they've done with Wolverine so far. I got to give them their kudos. They came from Jack and Daxter, I think, and I didn't play that. I played Ratchet and Clank. That was my main thing from Insomniac. I don't know what other games they've done, but my introduction to Insomniac was Ratchet and Clank. Fell in love with that from the first game all the way to the fourth one. And then when they did the new one, it was pretty cool. I can't remember the refresh and reset. The current one was okay when they introduced the other Lombax as well. I was looking forward to more of a more mature Lombax, a bigger Lombax, because the small thing was cool, but I got tired of it eventually. I was even thinking low-key one day if Marvel decides to say they want to do a Rocket Raccoon game, they could take inspiration from Insomniac or approach Insomniac and say, yeah, we need you to do a Rocket Raccoon game. And I thought, well, Ratchet as a Lombax kind of feels like Rocket Raccoon. So it would be a no-brainer for them to do a Rocket Raccoon game. It's like a slam dunk. Obviously, beef it up, change up the whole world building, arsenal weapons. But the freaking Ratchet feels like an insert for Rocket Raccoon. So I thought eventually somewhere down the line, they could handle a Rocket Raccoon game. In fact, I would love them to handle a Rocket Raccoon game. But on the Lombax side, I was hoping for futuristic storytelling of a different Lombax, not Ratchet, but in the Lombax species or alternate timeline story where we get to play as a different Lombax who's a lot bigger, maybe has swords instead of a gun or the Ratchet thing, just something different. Stay in the world, expand it, and then do different timelines so you get to mix and match Ratchet and then a different Lombax who's bigger. And then the audience can be like, yeah, this is a different take on this Lombax species and I like this bigger guy, I'm looking forward to this Wolverine game. Let me know in the comment section who's excited, and let me know as well, like I said, if you are cool with Insomniac handling Daredevil, or what other studio would you like to see do Daredevil, and how do you feel about my idea saying they should do it like the Batman Arkham games and what they've done with with Wolverine so far, and combine elements of God of War Ragnarok, because I like that zoomed in camera. I mean, not so zoomed in where it's just the head to the lower back, but just as Wolverine, you can see him head to toe, spin the camera around so you can see the costume. It'd be so cool. And then you can do stealth takedowns, dark room takedowns, and if you're in a lit room, you take out the lights with your batons. Oh, dude. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a Daredevil game. Because just seeing Wolverine, I'm like, yo, the possibilities are endless now. Because you got to be patient with it. You got to do the whole we got to see how he sees, or they can just do his sight differently, just as they did Batman's sonar thing. Yeah, his night vision thing. Yeah, I think that's how you can pull off Daredevil's sight from time to time, because you still have to show the world in color. So I was worried about the whole blind superhero thing. How would you get the viewers to play as a blind character, and how will we experience the world without color?
I don't know.
Anyways, that's my 2 cents done. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about this one. Like I said, I apologize for not dropping some content on this channel. I've been busy on my other channel doing some movie talk and whatnot, and busy in life in general, but I'm still here. I'm looking forward to these games dropping so I can stream them on this channel. Let me know what games you're looking forward to getting as well. That's a very loud car downstairs. I've of course been your one and only multi-potentialite, neurodivergent host,
The Kosmic Jedi, signing out. Thank you for watching.